Hi there, I'm Alex. Welcome to Oakland Fortune Factory. We've been hand-folding fortune cookies in Oakland for over 65 years. For me, it was joining the business that was already here with my wife. I was working another job at another factory in manufacturing, actually. And so I started helping out in the evenings, and we've been sort of slowly building it from there, and it became more of a full-time job. And so I was able to make it my full-time job and go all in with my wife, Alicia. And since then, I help with marketing and fixing the machines, mopping the floors, and coming up with new cookie ideas, everything that you can think of. My wife's family bought the business about 10 years ago. It was bought from a previous owner who had bought the business back in the 90s, and then before that, it was owned by the original owner who started here in Oakland, and it was originally over on 7th Street, where the Renaissance Plaza is also known as Sam. And that's when that building went up and that plaza was built, they were given money to reestablish themselves as a business here in Oakland, a couple streets over, and that's where we are now. And coming back forward, so my mother-in-law bought the business about 10 years ago, and she had a little bit of trouble keeping it going. We had some previous contracts that were keeping the business afloat, but we really needed something new to offer. So my wife started helping her mom out a lot and building out the website and giving new offerings, and we've been able to, since then, build it up to where it is today. My background is in engineering. I don't have a formal degree, but I do tinker with things. I'm able to design parts in 3D and send them off to another. I had a part made over at another local Oakland business where it's a machine shop, and I was able to get one of our gearboxes that runs one of our machines fixed. Yeah, so there are two sides of the business. One is wholesale, one is direct to consumer. We do wholesale with Cost Plus World Market and CVS and Molly Stone's and a couple other local businesses, like grocery stores like Berkeley Bowl. So we deliver to those folks, and it's really nice to have those repeatable contracts. And then the other side of the business on our website is direct to consumer. We make custom fortune cookies, and that's what Alicia and I have built out in customizing your own fortunes. So questions we often get are like, how many cookies can I order? A few weeks ago, we had someone order one cookie for a proposal, and they wanted it and they needed it. So they needed it like the next day. So it was like a big deal for them. So we were able to fulfill the order and send out one cookie and make that special for them. Yeah. So we were able to ship nationwide, which is really nice. And we don't really spend too much on advertising, but it's nice to be able to have customers from all over the U.S. I think every state has ordered from us. I think my favorite flavor is we infuse our dark chocolate with Szechuan peppercorn, which has this numbing effect on your tongue, and it's really cool. It's not like spicy, but it's just kind of like, it's like maybe ancient pop. It's very good. Our tropical flavored fortune cookies, and then we have our chocolate dipped cookies. Our tropical flavors are peach, melon, strawberry, pineapple, raspberry, and blueberry. And then we have like our classic cookie. And our classic cookie doesn't have any vanilla flavoring or anything like that. It's the original recipe. And we also don't cook with egg. So we cook it at a higher temperature. It's a bit different from the ones that you get at Panda Express. And for Chinese New Year, we always come out with a new flavor. And so our different flavors, we are differentiated in that our cookies are a bit bigger than the ones that you get at like Panda Express. We no longer, interestingly, sell to restaurants unless it's like a high-end event that they want. It just doesn't make sense for their margins to order a big box of fortune cookies at our price point. So we're more focused on like events and special happenings. It's a lot of fun to come up with new flavors, and as a small business, we're able to sort of stay nimble in that way. Our best seller, I would say our cult classic is the sesame seed cookie, which we make every now and then. And probably our best seller is our dark chocolate dipped Lux set, which is a dark chocolate and Swiss white chocolate dipped and drizzled with sprinkles. It's very fancy and sort of wedding wedding themed. Find our Snapdragons across the country at Cost Plus, and then you can find regionally our main wholesale offerings, Fortune Cookies at CBS. So we have here our Snapdragons. You can find these across the country at Cost Plus. We're very grateful for them ordering from us, and they're keeping us going as a small business. And yeah, these are the classic Fortune cookie recipe. We don't add anything. It's just the same as you get with a Fortune cookie. It's just a different size and form factor. It's more snackable. It's great with ice cream as a sort of, I like to think of it as like chips and guac, but for ice cream. But it's also good with like tea and other like coffees. Yeah, one of our main challenges was just, I think a lot of brick and mortar small businesses have trouble shifting to having an online presence. So having that, being able to have an online presence, filling out a website was tantamount to our continued success and really sort of staying afloat. When you bring a business online, it really depends on what you do. So luckily our offerings, like we were able to come out with more, but initially we had a few offerings, and then making that leap to selling on a store, and then understanding that you have to fulfill orders, put them in boxes, and bring them to the post office. Luckily, we're right across from the post office, so that works out really nicely. And we love the post office. And so so it really depends on your business, but being able to have that presence online is what kept us alive through the pandemic. So in 2020, leading up to 2020, we were actually poised to do really well. It was a good year. Chinese New Year is our biggest time of year, so we had a lot of things going for us. But of course, the pandemic happened, affected all small businesses, and overnight it just dropped. So, but beyond that, we were able to sort of move things around. And we were able to offer some new options for folks at home. So we had like pandemic like games that people could play with fortune cookies that kids could have, and they could play like a guessing game. It was really fun, and so much of it was the community reaching out to us and other small businesses to ask what we could do, what we could do to work with them. Cut Fruit Collective stepped up, and that's with Daphne Wu. She's really amazing. So they had some good community efforts. What they did was they had a collective of artists, and they had the artists design pro bono for small businesses, like t-shirts and bags. And then after those were designed, they donated all the proceeds from that to us to help us stay afloat, which was super amazing. I think all the pandemic swag is gone, but we do have some new swag. We have Alicia designed that amazing tote bag, which came out for Fortune Cookie Day, which was 3 days ago. And then I designed the t-shirt, did all the font, the custom font and lettering and all that. So that was a fun thing to do, and we try to remain creative in that way. So it's not just fortune cookies, but it's what we can do personally and offer as art. Launching our merchandise, which is Lucky Numbers, which are these. I have a couple things like this hat that I designed, and we've also had the opportunity to work with Oaklandish, and they're really amazing. They've come out and they've helped us with little things as well since the pandemic, and so yeah, we've had a great time. The local businesses coming together. So I serve on the board at the Chinatown Chamber of Commerce as well, and I help put on events. Our big event during the year is the Street Fest, which comes up on August 24th and 25th. This year I am organizing the table tennis tournament, which should be really fun. It's the Year of the Dragon. We're going to have some really good players, Olympic level players. So it's going to be a great time to come out and visit for that. And they come here to Oakland, Chinatown. And we've had them in previous years, and we'll have them again this year. Most likely we will have a presence at the Street Fest this year in Chinatown. We'll do something similar that we did for Fortune Cookie Day, where families could come out and they could write their own fortune. And we put it in a fortune cookie for them. We can dip it in chocolate, and they can take it home and give it to their parents or their friends. But yeah, we'll have a presence that could do that. Yes, so we can customize messages that go into the fortune cookies, and we have like a few different we have different themes as well. So the possibilities with fortune cookies are limitless, because I've had a lot of time to think about it. And take it from me, if you just start thinking about it a little bit, you can come up with any situation for fortune cookies. So I think fortune cookies are unique in that there's no other food like it that you get a sort of like, maybe a Kinder's egg would be something, but you don't get a message inside and you don't have that expectation. And so that's what, to me, makes our fortune cookie. It's really important to us. Oakland Chinatown is pretty interesting in that I think we are second, right below the San Francisco Bay Alameda Airport, and in terms of tax revenue. So we contribute a lot as Chinatown to tax base in Oakland, and also the technical term for our Chinatown is a working Chinatown. So many of the folks who have immigrated here to Chinatown live and work here, and they'll immigrate a lot from southern China and Guangzhou, and they'll speak Cantonese and Toisan and Mandarin as well. There's so many, and what's so cool about Chinatown is that there are so many different provinces from in terms of cuisine and restaurants in Chinatown. So you have the American Chinese food, which everyone's familiar with, but there's Sichuan, Henan, Shandong, which specializes in noodles. So in China, the north and south are a bit split in terms of rice and noodles. So if you go further south, it's more rice. If you go further north, it's more noodles. And it's really cool, having been here, to be able to experience all these different flavors. So like Sichuan is they're known for their spices. And Shandong is known for their doughs and noodles. And then there's dim sum places like Ming's Tasty and Peony, and there's just so much to experience in Chinatown that it makes me really proud just to be. We actually had the shirts and bags printed at another friend of ours, Stephanie and Alan. They run the Town Print Shop just across the street. Stephanie also serves on the board at the Chamber of Commerce. She's super awesome, does everything. And she used to the Warriors and the A's, and it's so cool to just meet people and you learn so much about them through these events and these organizations. So yeah, I think, there's also the Lincoln Square Park, the Shong School, which is a institution here in Chinatown. Lots of kids who grew up in Chinatown went to Chinese school, and they learned Chinese, and they learned how to write and to speak Chinese there throughout their childhood. So and it's just really cool to learn about this sort of microcosm. It's a different place in Oakland for sure, and it's really fun for folks to come in from out of town. We used to have a map up here actually, and we had pins from all over the world, everywhere you could think of. Folks have visited us, so I'm always excited to share all of the amazing places here in Oakland. The museum is just across the way. Beautiful Lake Merritt, and it's just amazing to be here in Oakland. Work brought me up here, and my wife brought me up here, so we got together and we decided to make this our full-time thing. And it was a lot to learn, but it was just so cool to be able to jump in to Chinatown. And I think anyone who visits us can feel that when they visit. We met at a coffee shop, and we just started talking, and we didn't stop talking. So, yeah, I think it's a challenge for all small businesses and small family businesses, especially sort of working with family. And there's lots of little things that come up, but overall, it's positive, and we're able to keep things going. In any business, you'll have like arguments and things will come up, and shouting in Cantonese. But that's the fun part. We love what we do, and I love our family here. Our employees are all amazing, so we're just really trying to do our best as a small business. I would say, for me, when I jumped into it and realized how important it is to have that sense of community, joining an organization, I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I started by, I built out their website, or I redid their website, which, it was very functional before, but we just wanted to make it look a bit newer, so we changed things up, and I redid it, and they're like, do you want to get more involved? And I was like, yeah, I think so. So I think really just making the leap to if you can, because time is limited as a small business owner. You're always doing something. But really, you can find a lot of help and friends and family and community through local organizations. And that's been the key to our success. There are only like a handful of Fortune Cookie Factories in the US. There's the big one in New York, which makes for Penn Express and other places, but we're more specialized. There's another one in the Midwest, and then there's one over in San Francisco. They're more, they do more for tourists, which is great. And then there's, I think, a couple of just smaller manufacturing places throughout California. But for us, so we do have tours every now and then. We'll do them for schools who will come by. We'll have, there's like a couple of different summer tour groups that come through. It's more seasonal. It just kind of depends on how busy we are. We try to accommodate. We don't have a very active social media, but that's what we're working on most recently. We joined an accelerator through the ICA fund. They're really cool, and they're nearby. Since then, we're in the process of working with them for funding and sort of helping modernize a lot of our operations. So they've been fantastic so far, and we're going to continue that. The program will be ending around late August, I believe. Right now we have like a Facebook and Instagram that we'll post to occasionally, and we're really trying to jump back into events because in previous years we haven't done Fortune Cookie Day, but this year we really tried to just start it back up and make this our foray back into having a bigger social media business. National Fortune Cookie Day was great. We had about 100 people show up. We didn't advertise it too much, but it was really great. I was able to go to other small businesses and say, hey, I have a flyer. I designed this flyer, and then I was like, hey, can you put this up in your window? And then we had folks who I later asked, and they said they found us through just like visiting other small businesses and saying like, oh, there's Fortune Cookie Day. So really, really great to be able to have that community to support you. And it's a little small business trick to do that. So if you have something to promote, you have something fun to do, just ask your fellow small business owner and say, hey, I just have this going on. Can I put this in the window? And it's a good way to advertise. Yeah, in the next year to 5 years, we're hoping to grow our revenue to $1 million a year, which is great. We're not there yet, but we're working on it. And that's the revenue we'd like to shoot for. So that's our big goal to reach. Yeah, we want to take on more employees. We want to support the local economy more. We want more jobs here in Chinatown, Oakland, and Oakland in general. So we're looking to expand, and through the accelerator and the ICA, we're looking to formalize a lot of our processes in that way. Big time of year for us is Christmas. A lot of people would think that it's Halloween, but we haven't really done much for Halloween in years past, but it does come up every now and then. But yeah, Christmas is coming up, the holiday season's coming, and we will have gift boxes. We're usually very busy. That's when a lot of corporate orders will come in, and Chinese New Year is right after Christmas in early February. And next year will be the Year of the Snake, so we'll have we're really trying to sort of theme those out and have something fun every year. We always come out with gift boxes and gift sets that are really fun, and we'll have facts. It's new sort of, we'll have new fortunes in the messages, and it's always just a really fun time of the year. We usually have some different options. We'll have different designs in the gift boxes, and it's always themed for like the holiday season or Chinese New Year when those come up. But yeah, we start planning for the holiday season probably in it's now we're starting to plan it out, but in October is when we really start pushing for it. We do have subscription boxes, and we're increasing our offerings there. Right now, we do have subscription boxes. So right now, it's limited to, I believe, our Snapdragons, but we'd like to do some special like chocolate dipped themed boxes, and that goes to sort of like what we do seasonally is 4 times a year we'll send out emails for the different, like we'll change our catalog, sort of like a seasonal guide. So we'll have springtime cookies and summer and fall and winter. Summer right now we just have our chocolate dipped, sort of more like fun summertime themed cookies. I don't think we did anything too special beyond like Fortune Cookie Day, but as we go into the fall, we'll have pumpkin spice. that makes an appearance in our chocolate. So we'll have a pumpkin spice fortune cookie, which is always fun. And then, yeah, we'll have different fall offerings as well. And then Christmas, we'll have like candy cane and peppermint chocolate and that sort of stuff. And that's sort of the direction we go. Yeah, you can sign up to subscribe on our email list. We also post to social media on Instagram when we choose out our catalog, so you can find our stuff there. Our website is oaklandfortune.com. And our social media handle is Oakland Fortune Factory. I've interacted with the city of Oakland. I've been able to, I serve on the board, the Chamber of Commerce, with some folks who used to work for the city as well, and they're always just amazing people. So we always jump at the opportunity to do that. Yeah, we've made cookies for events for the city of Oakland. The mayor has ordered from us. Actually, I think, yeah, the most recent, like all of the mayors have ordered from us, which is nice. Snoop Dogg came out. This was for the last Warriors game. I wanted to be in the picture too, but that's okay. We made a special set of fortune cookies for him. The broadcast team came over and they wanted a tour, so we gave them the tour. This was like in 2019, yeah. That was the last Warriors game, and so they were like, hey, we want to meet Snoop Dogg and like all this stuff. So they're like, oh my god, we have to go meet Snoop Dogg. So we made some special fortune cookies for him. There's like, we made some like SpongeBob themed cookies, which we don't sell for rights, obviously. So we give that as a gift to him, and it was really fun to go out and do that thing. And then he was really cool too. Later in the car, he did like a review where he talked about our fortune cookies. And so I had to like search really far because he posts a lot when I tried to find it, but it's okay. We were super appreciative. And so I got to meet William Osmond. He's a really cool YouTuber who does DIY stuff, and he makes these crazy projects. He works with a lot of other YouTubers. He builds stuff for Mr. Beast. And so, yeah, and he came by and I asked him to like help us figure out what's wrong with my machine. And it was just really cool to get to meet him. And then later he has this really cool event at Cow Palace, Open Sauce. And so we were able to go to that, and we actually built a Power Wheels tank where we were able to race that. You can modify and race it. It was just this whole thing, and it's really fun. Mark Rober is, yeah, he's a Bay Area guy. I haven't gotten to meet him yet, but he is, he's on my list of like people I admire, look up to. We had a movie filmed here actually, which was really cool. The movie's called Fremont, and we got to meet some amazing people working in that industry. And because it was filmed here, we got to feel like we were part of the crew, and it's just so cool to be on a movie set like that. The after party, we got to meet Boots Riley, and we got to go to the premiere, and it was shown at a lot of different film festivals, and it was really cool just to be a part of that. No creative input from us, but it was just really fun to be a part of it. More recently, I was able to actually be in a music video for one of my favorite music artists, Ginger Root, down in Los Angeles. And so it'd be really cool to have them come film up here, but we'll see. Yeah, we should definitely have more films shot here. I think it's so important to remember that these small businesses exist because of super amazing people. My wife has been, like, without her, we wouldn't have a business. And just being able to work with her is amazing. And remembering that other small businesses are like that. And it's because of the work of amazing people that we're able to do it. And it's only amplified when we have community and organizations supporting us to be able to continue to do the amazing work that we do.